Immediately, our advocates and our members recognize the potential impact of the index. These are people who have been advocating for years, talking to policymakers and politicians, hearing a lot of the wonkiness and the BS, and really are focused in getting down to the grassroots. What are you going to do for me? How are we going to solve this issue? The index is a valuable tool because it confirms what our members and stakeholders have been saying for years. It's almost impossible for seniors on a fixed income to remain economically secure in a world of constantly rising costs. The costs are constantly rising, but of course those on a fixed income can't maintain ends meet. And this is particularly true, of course, with housing, as mentioned, and as we've had this big battle over healthcare. Those are two issues that vastly affect seniors. While the index report shows vast differences between the counties, the biggest variation is the outdated, outmolded model of the federal poverty level, as Maria had mentioned. Whether you live in Kings County down here in Brooklyn or Clinton County up near the Canadian border, $10,000 a year is not going to cut it. And that's just a fact. In fact, Social Security is not going to cut it. And we just heard that 25% of our seniors are on a Social Security alone. I believe that number is higher, and that's one of the goals that statewide is going to do with the numbers and playing with the numbers, is to try to see what that real number is. 25 is a high percentage already, but we in fact believe it's much higher. And one of the frustrations that our members have is that in good times and in bad, you're always looking to cut senior programs. I had talked about EPIC. EPIC was something that our members fought very hard for. The moment it was passed, they fight every year so it doesn't get cut. And it's a constant battle. So along with that level of frustration comes a level of energy in terms of what we feel the index can do. The index can demonstrate on a number by number basis what people are feeling in their communities to their own leaders. We ask that we urge other advocates, service providers, and policymakers to take the index and our policy recommendations very seriously. The index with its county by county data can help families, elders and their families realistically plan for their future needs. And almost equally importantly, if not more importantly, is it'll allow our policymakers to really plan for the future. A few years ago, and during the Pataki administration, there was a project called 2015, in which the whole state government did a projection of what the economic and demographic changes of seniors would be in 2015. We're in 2010, and it's right around the corner. And during the Pataki administration, when those numbers were calculated, that was before 9/11 recession, that was before the Great Recession, and those numbers even then show that that was a problem that a Republican administration saw was an issue. And we say that that's one of the reasons why we feel it's not a partisan issue. It's both sides. Everyone hopefully will be a senior, as Marty had mentioned before. But as our name is Statewide Senior Action Council and not Statewide Senior Asking Council, what we do is we go and we engage our leaders and we tell them what we want. And we plan to hold our leaders responsible and accountable for their votes and what they say. We go through an annual advocacy day, and our members come from all across the state and go to Albany and advocate. And each year, the staff and the different representatives are very impressed because our people know what they're talking about. They know the numbers, they know the statistics, because they go through the training and are really, really in touch with the issues that affect seniors in their area. In October, during our annual convention, we will be starting a process of establishing an elder index report card for the legislature and the Senate and the Assembly. This report card will be based on the economic security level of seniors in that county, as well as how those representatives vote on the bills that we consider on our bill tracker, the legislation that we consider provide the most economic security for seniors. At that point in October, we're going to send our members back to their districts right before election time and let them know that seniors are active, seniors do vote, and we are going to make a change. That's one of the things that our members really flocked to the index because they really saw it as a magnet for getting like-minded people to really influence their members. So I'm very excited for everyone to be here, and I'm very excited for this rollout. As Maria had mentioned, this has been a long process, a year process, and I don't officially consider the process to be kicked off until we hear from our next speaker, who is Nancy Yost. She's a senior advocate, a Brooklynite, and one of my board members on the Action Council. And Nancy Yost is living the index, and she's the example of individuals, not only here in Brooklyn, but across the state, in rural, suburban, and urban counties that are a constant battle to maintain economic security. Our policymakers will hear our voice. Our membership have done that throughout the decades, making sure that we're heard, and we hope for support from everyone in this room and all seniors throughout New York. Thank you very much.